This matter has had the attention of many people. Even the Honourable Vice President engaged with this matter. He traveled. During that period, Madam First Lady showed interest as an indigene of Kono, and I want to commend her effort. Governments alone do not do all of the things that ought to be done.
Is the government so powerless that a foreign company can have a right, have their say, that is contrary to the government's say in matters like this?
Could we kindly, okay, hear this. Number one, governments are known, governments all over the world are known to work with activists, with civil society groups to achieve set objectives. When, for example, we wanted to repeal the criminal libel law, we did not rely on government functionaries alone to do it. We worked with our activists in civil society. We built a coalition of the willing, activists and civil society organizations. That was what saw the back of the criminal libel law. Secondly, when we did the cybersecurity and crime bill, I was literally a very perpetual guest here. We were challenged. We also had to go out to civil society, to activists. That was how we built a coalition. So working with activists as government is never a new thing. You did not expect to see media because these matters will eventually come to my table for adjudication and resolution. But I support what happened, and I am not ashamed to say I walked through them to get it to where it was yesterday. You are not talking about a company that is paying below minimum wage, for example. They are not paying below minimum wage. We are talking about their salary as it stands, in relation to other players in the same mining sector. That's what we're talking about. We are talking about a transition that they did that was not fair and just. These are all historical from 2016. So what we're really trying to do is to resolve a historical injustice. You cannot issue out edicts. You cannot issue a fatwa today. You have to negotiate. There are commitments to increase salaries by 20%, right? We want even the cost of living allowance to be made part of the basic salary, and want 30% for those staff, because this is an attempt to address historical injustice. This is not your normal pay rise clamor, right? It's historical. Again, we're making a lot of efforts, and the employees are grateful.
Issues them. Mohamed Rahman Swaray, 2025, the labor sector, are we done tally?
I think say a mixed bag. Friday they would go very well. We also get challenging situation around the world, and then challenges around the world and global challenges, and they also affect businesses now. They affect the employment landscape. So yes, it's a mixed bag. Side and they would do very well. Other areas and they were challenging. If the business climate challenging around the world, it impacts Sierra Leone, because Sierra Leone are part of the global village. In fact, a very small part of the global village.
What that concerns them, we command an Akwedu Limited being raised, and what's have been the position of the Labour Ministry?
Well, the first concern would then get now been the infringement of the trade union rights. That one day now one of the first thing there. Part 3, Section 12 of the Employment Act clearly, the grant trade union rights then to employees there. Our Constitution, CSF of Sierra Leone, recognize that rights there. So down in the right way, Kwedu not the respect, so they may raise them as one of the key issues. They may even opt for level and union, because then things to the union be known in cohort with Kwedu Holdings leadership for president. That'll be one of the key issues that we then raise. They raise issues around then previously dollar-denominated salaries. The employment contracts that would then start off 2016 or earlier, all been denominated in dollars, right? So they may get issues around in salaries there, where they may now translate into leones. So that have been core issue. They may get issues around health and safety concerns there. They may get boku other issues there, pipe-borne water, transportation, and general working environment. Then they talk about threats, intimidation, harassment, discrimination, all of the issues, and they raise out with.
You talk about Kwedu Limited, the back and forth, but we see an event yesterday na Kono, which I then get demonstration, and part of that demonstration, the First Lady MB lead the demonstration. Labour be aware of this demonstration and wanna be the part of them?
Absolutely aware, say that was happening, because a lot of efforts then we don't go into ensuring a peaceful work and enabling working environment at Koedo Holdings. Like I mentioned, I don't lost count of the number of meetings that we don't meet, we don't hold, the amount of roadmaps that we don't agree, whether they walk over, whether they disregard. So I think the only weapon we've been left in the hands of the workman there now for sit at home, stay home, and do a peaceful protest. So we Madam First Lady go join now. I want for commend that one day. I think say a day on the right side of history.